Well, the German parliament has approved a massive spending surge tabled by the Conservative leader Friedrich Merz, who's poised to be the next Chancellor. Yuka Royer has more. She joins me now in studio. Yuka, good to have you with us this evening. Tell us a little bit more about this plan and why this is significant.
Well, it's significant, but it still needs another two-thirds majority in the upper house of parliament in an upcoming vote on Friday. But the bill marks a historic U-turn from Germany's strict fiscal discipline known as the debt brake. The system essentially requires the public sector to balance the books by limiting annual new borrowing to just 0.35% of GDP for the federal government and zero for state governments. It was enshrined in the country's constitution in 2009 in the aftermath of Europe's debt crisis. The spending plan that passed the Bundestag today includes a special €500 billion fund to update the country's infrastructure over the next 12 years. €100 billion would be earmarked for climate and green projects as part of a deal Mr. Merz reached with the Greens. Like its European peers, Germany is looking to shore up its security in the face of Russia and Donald Trump, and the plan exempts big defence spending of over 1% of GDP from the debt brake system. It also allows state governments to run a small structural deficit and provides €3 billion in military aid to Ukraine, Sharon.
So what does this fiscal overhaul actually mean for the German economy, Yuka?
Well, if approved, the planned infrastructure spending will be a boon to Germany's flagging economy. As critics have long argued, the debt brake hampers the country's ability to spur growth and invest for the future. But it would also increase Germany's debt level, which could translate into higher borrowing costs. The interest on German sovereign bonds jumped after the incoming coalition of Conservatives and Social Democrats agreed on the spending plan in early March and has stayed at that higher level. But Germany's AAA credit rating is unlikely to face a downgrade, according to analysts. Even if the spending plan increased the country's debt, it will still be much lower than other major economies. Last year, Germany's total debt amounted to 64% of GDP, compared with over 110% for France and the United States.
Turning next to Africa, a colossal mining project by a French company. It's causing an uproar in Senegal.
Well, a gigantic rig, the world's biggest mining dredger in western Senegal, has long been controversial. Locals blame it not just for destroying the environment and their livelihoods, but have also accused its owner, French mining group Eramet, of failing to properly compensate them. Luke Schrager has more.
Glittering in the Lompoul Desert night, a vast mining dredger sucks up thousands of tons of sand every hour in its hunt for zircon, used in ceramics and construction, leaving an unending racket that's destroying a local Senegalese industry, ecotourism.
There's all the noise from the quarry and the mine. It's clear that people who plan to spend 2, 3, or 4 nights generally cancel the rest and stay only one night.
The dredger, run by French mining group Eramet, advances over a lake of water it creates to move. It's been operating since 2014 and has left a scar visible from space across the once pristine landscape, scattering local farmers from their lands, they say, without proper compensation.
We had very fertile soils that let us earn a decent living. They destroyed my house and brought me here without giving me a home or a field where I could keep growing. I even have to go and work in other people's fields.
Farmers also insist the water dredged up has left the land unusable for farming, though company officials deny it's harmful. They also maintain that Senegal benefits from millions of euros paid in dividends, and that they provide 5 times the normal level of compensation, from 12 to 15,000 euros per hectare.
Everything we do complies with the regulations, the mining code and the mining agreement we signed with the Senegalese government. We are the only mine in Senegal to return land after mining.
Even while Senegal's own president has spoken out over extractive mining in the past, Eramet says it's looking to increase the dredger's capacity by over a fifth from 2026.
How's all of this playing out on the markets, Yuka?
It was another day of losses on Wall Street as stocks declined amid renewed geopolitical jitters. Among them, Nvidia dropping 3%, even as its chief executive showcased cutting-edge AI chips at its annual developers conference, and Tesla sank 5% for the day. It's lost 40% of its value since the start of the year. Google owner Alphabet stock also dropped after the company announced a deal to buy cybersecurity group Wiz for $32 billion in what would be the biggest acquisition for the tech giant ever. Founded by an Israeli intelligence expert in 2020, Wiz offers security tools designed to protect data stored in cloud servers. Last year, it rejected Alphabet's earlier offer of $23 billion. After the deal closes, Wiz will operate as a subsidiary of Google while continuing to provide services to rivals such as Amazon and Microsoft. And that's it for business.
Yuka, thanks so much for all of that. Yuka Royer there with this evening's business news.